Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Tuesday, June the 17th. I have no idea if it's hot outside, if it's mild, if it's sunny. I have no idea. I haven't been outside since this morning. But if you're joining me today on whatever kind of day it is outside, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on our website or our mobile app, appreciate you there. And of course, if you're tuning in on any of our social streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, thank you so much for watching there as well. You can always leave your thoughts, comments, questions, suggestions, anything like that in the comment section of our social stream. We always ask for you to be polite, but it's a free country, so you can do what you want. So before we jump into the news, because we do have some updates and some breaking news to bring you today, but let's take a look outside over downtown Jackson right now. We can see what it looks like outside. We got a lot of clouds in the sky, still some sun coming through, though a few peaks of blue up there, but for the most part, it's pretty cloudy. I believe we are expecting some rain as we move into the day. So we'll look at that in just a little bit. But of course, as I always say, our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30 today to give you that full in-depth look at your forecast. So now let's go ahead and jump straight into the news where we have an update on the homicide that happened last night in Brandon. So one person is dead and another person has been transported to the hospital following that shooting that happened at a fast food restaurant in Brandon. So it happened just after 6:50 last night. You can see where the crime scene is on Stribling Lane, just south of the interstate exit of Cross Gates Boulevard. So what we have been told by Brandon Police Chief Joseph French, he says that officers arrived there to find one person. One person had been killed by an apparent gunshot wound, and a second person, identified as the suspect, was also found. That person had sustained a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The suspect was taken to a local hospital for treatment. Police Chief French says that the incident does appears to be an isolated incident. There's no ongoing threat to the public with this. The victim was identified today as a 25-year-old Kiana Jackson, and that she was identified by Rankin County Coroner David Ruth. The investigation is still ongoing. Here we don't have any word or information on the suspect that was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound. But as we get more information in on this, we will certainly update you on it. Joanne Green saying, good afternoon. Thanks for the update. Thank you so much for watching, Joanne. And Britt tuning in from Kosciuszko saying that it's sunny there. Well, good to hear, Britt. Good to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Coming back here to, or coming rather, coming back here to Rankin County, an inmate was found dead in his cell at the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility on Saturday evening. So Alex Deaton is the inmate. He pled guilty to the 2017 murders of Heather Robinson and 69-year-old Brenda Pinter. Deaton was connected in a string of shootings in Mississippi, a shooting, a carjacking, and kidnapping in New Mexico, and a carjacking and shooting in Kansas. Rankin County Coroner David Ruth says that an autopsy is being performed to determine the cause of death in this incident, and we will update you on that. And Jackson police are asking for your help to find a man who robbed an employee at a phone store. This is the man on your screen. I'm going to take this video larger so you can see it a little better. So this man walked into the Boost Mobile at Western Plaza on Bobby Rush Boulevard. He then steals an iPhone 16 and shoves the employee to the floor before running away. He's wanted now for strong robbery, I'm sorry, strong armed robbery. Put those two words together. If you do know who he is, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers and pass that information along to them. Again, this happened at the Boost Mobile on at Western Plaza on Bobby Rush Boulevard. And you see there, he steals an iPhone 16, shoves the employee to the ground, and runs out the door. So if you have any information on who that is, please contact Jackson Police Department. Shakia Hampton says, hey, afternoon, y'all. Afternoon to you as well, Shakia. Thank you for watching. Now, we go to Vicksburg, where a man has lost his life following a house fire on a Monday evening. And this is the location of the house fire on the map on your screen. Fire Chief Derek Stamp says that it happened on Mary Ann Lane. And when firefighters arrived, they saw smoke from all sides of the home with flames erupting through the roof. The man, unfortunately, did not make it out alive, and the person's name has not been released, and the cause of fire is still under investigation. And going now to Jefferson County, where the city of Fayette is postponing its 4th of July fireworks celebration following a mass shooting at the Fayette Festival last month. So Mayor Londell Enox announced this weekend that in light of the recent violence, the city will postpone the event to avoid large public gatherings until they are confident it can be held safely. The mass shooting left one person dead and 6 others injured. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is leading the case. No arrests have been made at this time. We will update you on that. And Humphreys County becomes the latest area in the Mississippi Delta to implement a curfew following a recent violence on Friday night. So the Humphreys County Sheriff's Office says that the Board of Supervisors instituted that curfew ordinance at its Monday meeting. It comes after 3 men were shot late Friday night at a game room. The curfew states that all clubs, bars, restaurants, lounges, and game rooms must close at midnight. The curfew will last 90 days. Sheriff Bruce says that they are still investigating that shooting that happened on Friday. And the Tunica County Sheriff's Office is investigating a train derailment that happened in Tunica County along Highway 3 near Pritchard. So if you take a look here at your screen, when deputies arrived to the scene, they found multiple cars derailed. 2 passengers were found. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. The sheriff's office says that the 2 cars carrying hazardous materials did not derail, which is good to hear, and there's no risk to the public here. Then the derailment will also be investigated by the Transportation Safety Board and the Canadian National Railway. And some of you here in Jackson, along with city leaders, are pushing back on a proposed water rate increase. Jackson Water is looking to increase its rates by nearly 12%, and a federal judge hosted a public hearing yesterday allowing you, the citizens of Jackson, to weigh in. Jackson Water says that increasing rates is the only way that it can bring in the revenue it needs. And some residents and city leaders, they are against the idea. However, during a public hearing, a judge says that he wants more than just opposition. He's asking them to come up with an alternative solution to help Jackson Water bring in more revenue. If not, the raise will go into effect.
And you want to hear from the community, then what you need to do is a lot less talking and a lot more listening to get to really how folks are feeling. And it's important to know how they're feeling. They're having to pay the bills.
I just think that, it's not fair to the people who've been paying their rates all this time, paying their water bills, when we've got our collection rates only at the 70% level. My best solution is to just improve the collection rate and do that as fast as we can.
Well, at this time, the judge has not made a final decision whether he will approve the proposed rate increase. There will be another public hearing held today Following that hearing is when the decision is expected to be made on this. Jan here says she is watching from Mize. Hello, Miss Jan. Thanks for watching from Mize. Now, staying here in the city of Jackson, it was announced yesterday that the city of Jackson is launching a new app where you can upload many of the concerns that you see in your neighborhood. And they say it is called the 311 app, or Jackson's 311 app. So Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba announced yesterday that the app is officially live, so you can download it. It's a tool where you can upload everything from potholes, overgrown lots, to illegal dumping. You can download the application on your Apple App Store, Google App Stores. Communications Director Melissa Faith Payne says details the process once you upload your concerns to the app.
And that information will actually go straight to either constituent services or the department that will serve it. So it'll be a way for not only for the residents to know that their complaints are being heard, but it'll go directly to those departments, and they'll be able to track how long it takes. And we'll be able to communicate with them, and you'll be able to get an update through that.
Any water or sewage issues cannot go through the app. Those complaints must be addressed with Jackson Water. And an arrest has been made by the Jackson Police Department in a case of illegal dumping. Have a couple of illegal dumping suspects, and they were caught in the act. So Moreno Orlana of Jackson and Christy Parker of Pearl were taken into custody on Harrisdale Lane near Brockwood Drive. JPD says they were caught dumping debris from a truck. I'm telling you guys, Jackson Police Department isn't playing anymore when it comes to illegal dumping. They have cameras set up. They are watching. And as a parent by this situation, if you are dumping, you will be taken in. Melissa Price watching here from Jackson. Hello, Miss Melissa. Thank you so much for watching. And in a surprising move, the new incoming mayor of Vicksburg is now going to have his salary cut following a vote that was placed by the current mayor and board of aldermen. So the vote happened at Monday's board of aldermen meeting. Willis Thompson recently defeated Mayor George Flaggs to become the next mayor. The current mayor's salary is about $126,000. Well, after yesterday's vote, it's going to go down to just over $106,000. Now, remember, the current mayor is out July 1st. The new mayor comes in on July 1st. So we are just days away from the new mayor taking office. The Vicksburg Daily News did report that Flaggs said that at a May candidate forum, that he would consider reducing his salary and put the money towards the Youth Development Center. Flaggs said this about how that extra $20,000 could be used.
I had spoken about putting the $20,000 into the youth program, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to be here, and I won't let the next administration decide where the $20,000 want to go.
Now, Thompson did respond to the decision. Here's what he had to say. As mayor, I will focus on solutions to our problems, not petty politics at the 11th hour after already being defeated in an election. It's time to restore integrity to our budgeting process, support our city employees, and deliver the services Vicksburg residents expect and deserve. So, of course, the city ordinance for this salary reduction will go into effect June the 30th, and that is one day before Thompson's first day in office. So, just under 2 weeks away from leaving the mayor position in Vicksburg. The mayor and the board of aldermen decide to slash the mayor's salary by $20,000. We will continue to follow this and see if there's any updates or any changes that happens to this ordinance. And effective July the 1st, child grooming will be a felony offense here in the state of Mississippi. So this law comes at the request of the Attorney General's office after seeing several instances of teachers and coaches sending messages to children but not touching them. So now anyone 21 or older who has inappropriate messages with a child 15 or younger that allude to a sexual interaction can be charged with child grooming. Senator Joey Filligan says the legislator was very careful not to infringe on First Amendment rights while still trying to get a handle on some of the things that happen on children's phones.
The legislature wants to protect those that are most vulnerable, that maybe aren't mature enough to know the difference between, is this someone just commenting and complimenting me on the way I look today, or is this more of a manipulation to get me into an awkward position to where then I don't have the sufficient wherewithal to say no?
So under the law, those found guilty do not have to register as a sex offender since no physical action was done, but it will be considered a felony offense here in the state of Mississippi. Well, before we take a look at the forecast and talk about the HBCU Battle of the Bands, let's hear from our sponsor at Jackson Water.
Hey, Jackson, curious about our water system? Join the Jackson Water Academy to get the inside scoop on our water and sewer operations. 3 sessions, 3 months, and a whole lot of hands-on know-how. You'll even get a behind-the-scenes tour of the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. So if you're ready to dive in, head to jacksonwater.com/Water Academy or give us a ring at 601-500-5200 to apply. But hurry, spots are going fast.
And again, thanks to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, allowing us to bring you this show every weekday at 1 o'clock. Ruben tuning in here said hello from Joinville, Brazil. Hi, Ruben. Thanks for joining in all the way from down there in Brazil. Well, don't know what the temperature is like in Brazil, but we can tell you what the temperature is like here around our area. We are currently sitting in the mid to upper 80s, except for Macomb and Vicksburg are positively freezing at 75 and 73 respectively. If we look at our current radar, you can see we do have rain, scattered rain in the area through just about all of our southern counties in our viewing area, especially there in Jefferson, Davis, and Lawrence County, probably experiencing some pretty heavy storms right now, scattered storms. But if we look over our next 12 hours, you can see as we go into the overnight hours, we aren't expecting any rain, expect to drop down to the mid 70s in our 7-day forecast. We do have a chance tomorrow, Thursday, increased chance on Friday, but for the most part, we're looking pretty good. It's typical, really, a summertime pattern. But to get more details, more in-depth details, make sure you're here at 2:30 for the First Alert Weather Team. They will be able to give that to you. So let's see. Going here, the 2025 HBCU Labor Day Classic Battle of the Bands will take over Veterans Memorial Stadium in Jackson. Some very exciting news there. So the Battle of the Bands will be Sunday, August 31st. The event kicks off with the HBCU Labor Day Classic Fan Fest at noon. Then the Battle of the Bands will officially start at 6 p.m., where each band will take the field to showcase their best sounds, drills, and signature moves. Some of the bands include Jackson State University, Southern University, Grambling, Alcorn State, and Mississippi Valley State, Alabama State, and Alabama A&M. That looks like that could be a lot of fun. I know my husband, who used to play in band, loves a good drum line. He would probably enjoy that immensely. And the state of Mississippi is set to receive more than $300 million as part of an opioid abatement settlement. So one group will be asked to weigh in on how the state can best spend these dollars. Addiction advocate James Moore will be on the state's committee designated to designated to decide the best harm reduction practices and programs to put the money towards. He says he looks forward to using everything he has learned in the community to help move our state forward.
I have reached out to this network of 1,400 nonprofits that work with addiction around the country. They're in the same boat as we are. They're getting this money in their states, cities, and counties, and they're trying to figure out the best way to invest it. And so I've asked them what they're doing, and we've got a list of best practices on how to spend that money, as well as a list of no-nos on how not to spend it. And so that's what I hope to be able to bring to this committee.
He is asking everyone to remember lives lost to addiction leading up to this settlement. Got to go here to the Facebook chat where Jerica, is it Jerica? Yeah, Jerica says the 4th of July. And Jerica, I just realized that, yeah, I spelled a 4th wrong. My bad. I'm so sorry. I will fix that and it will be correct. Thank you so much for pointing it out to me, though. I'm not perfect. I'm still human. I make mistakes, but I should have caught that. Thank you for catching it. And now 3 on Your Side is on your side with the follow-up story. We first reported last week about the Amazon Web Services Project. Nonprofit research group Bigger Pie Forum describes concerns that the lack of oversight could lead to how it could lead to you paying higher Entergy rates. So Entergy Mississippi's CEO responded to those claims at the Stennis Capitol Press Forum yesterday, and he's refuting that assessment. He explains that rates are determined by taking the cost of generating the electricity and dividing that by the kilowatt hours of what is consumed. Mississippi's consumption has been relatively stagnant for years, and the math changes when you factor in new large consumers like AWS that can spread out the cost.
But as this project phases in, after it's phased in, we're seeing a flat to declining rate for residential customers going forward after this customer ramps up.
Entergy Mississippi says that the rates AWS is paying is confidential because of the competitive nature of these projects. However, they do admit it's at a discount, but say it's because their bills are so much higher, they contribute a larger share of money to the business. Well, that is going to be it for WLBT Plus today. I'll be back tomorrow, and our First Alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to look at your forecast. So make sure you're here with them then. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.